Welcome to the Mystic Access Podcast,
where the magic is in learning.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the August 11th, 2020 episode of the Mystic Access Podcast. She's Kim.
He's Chris.
And we have lots of exciting things to talk about and a follow-up from last week. Actually, we have two follow-ups, and we will get to those shortly. So the first thing we wanted to do was remind people about the upcoming Orbit Reader class that we will be having. And
we're hosting it. We're not teaching it because we don't really know much about orbits because neither of us has one.
Exactly. So we are inviting our former colleague Lisa Salinger to teach this 2-week course. And the way that this works is you go to the website if you're interested and you pre-order the course. And the course pre-order date is September 15th. And that's when we will decide if we have the 50 people that we require to get this class working. What you do is you pre-order the class. You hit the pre-order button and it adds it to your cart. And then you check out just like you normally would. However, you are not charged until or if we have the class. So if we have the class, you will be charged on September 15th. If we don't have the class, the orders will be canceled and you will not be charged.
Now, the class is supposed to be sometime in October, and we're still attempting to nail down dates to know exactly when those are going to be. But they will be probably a week apart because this is a 2-week course, as Chris said. Obviously, if you don't know whether or not you're going to be able to make it live to ask your questions, you are welcome to register and get a recording after the fact. So you certainly will get a recording whether or not you can attend live. The course is $19. However, if you purchased the Orbit tutorial from us previously, you can save $5 automatically. So you don't have to do anything special. The site knows that you purchased the Orbit tutorial previously, so you will automatically only pay $14 instead of $19 for the course. And that's what will be charged if you pre-order now. So if you want to view a little more information about what's going to be in this course, visit the page that I linked to in the show notes. It gives you a bit more information. A couple of you have written me asking if Orbit Writer is going to be included, and the answer is yes. It is going to be there. It isn't in the copy that Lisa sent me for the page, but it is going to be in the course. So that will help you perhaps to make a decision as to whether or not this is something that you want to register for. We will keep you updated as to whether or not we are going to actually be having this course. And if you want to register, of course, you can do so at any time between now and the middle of September.
And all Orbit products will be discussed. So you have the Orbit Writer, you have the Orbit Reader 20, the original Orbit Reader. Then you have the 20 Plus, and you also have the 40. So it's going to be a lot of jam-packed information into this class. This class replaces the original Orbit tutorial. So as of the time that we put this class on pre-order, which was a couple of weeks ago, the Orbit Reader tutorial is no longer available for purchase.
Yep, we're going to update it. We're going to make it relevant to all of the Orbit products that are now available. So we would love to have you join us. And of course, we will take plenty of time for questions from course participants.
I think we should call it In Orbit with Orbit.
That's cute. I kind of like it.
So the next thing that we were going to talk about, in the last podcast, we had a contest. We wanted people to find out what the newest feature that we added to our website was. And while we had quite a few guesses, only 2 people got the correct answer. And because we're going to show you what the new feature is, the contest is now closed. But James and Abby both.
Yay, James and Abby. Within 24 hours, no less. So go you guys.
Probably within 2 hours. They were within like 2 hours of each other, or an hour and a half of each other. It was really funny. We hadn't received anything for a few days, and then all of a sudden we get 2 in a row, and they were both spot on. So James and Abby, thank you for participating in our little contest. And let me show you what we were looking for.
We had some good guesses too, by the way. Some of you were paying attention and looking at features. We had one particularly really good guess about our COVID-19 rules and regulations, and that was not what we were looking for. That's been up there since April, probably, or early May, but that's not what we were looking for.
And one of the reasons, just to give you background on why we had this feature, is a lot of people were contacting us and saying that they didn't know that a product was added to cart. So we thought, okay, how can we rectify the situation? Yes, we have a little pop-up that comes up, says it's been added to your cart, but if you miss that, you're going to miss it. You won't know the product's added to your cart. The other thing that we have too, and it's by design of our e-commerce shop, and I don't know if this works on all platforms, but there is an alert message that comes up that your screen reader should read that says such and such has been added to your cart. Again, if you're flying around on the website or you hit a key, you might miss that, so you don't know that the product was indeed added to the cart.
And we actually were inspired to create this feature because don't they say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery sometimes?
Something like that.
Well, we found a website that we both visit occasionally, and it did something like this too. And Chris said, of course, Chris being Chris, can we do that? So you'll see why I say that in a moment.
Let's go find a product.
Accessories, cables, etc.
I'm going to go to accessories cable.
Accessories,
just because.
Banner, shopping, mainland, list with 6 FT nylon braided lightning cable, pack of 3 heading level 3 link $19.
So there's the price.
Visited link quick buy.
There's quick buy.
Link add 6 FT nylon braided lightning cable, pack of 3 to your cart.
And there is the add to cart link. And this happens both on the shop page or the category page when you're browsing for products or when you are in the product details. So I'm going to activate this link. What was that? That's the
sound.
And
I didn't hear it say anything about add to cart or anything.
That little sound effect tells you that something was indeed added to your cart.
Yeah, and tell them what inspired you to come up with that sound effect.
So the cash register sound just lets you know that you may be giving us money by adding something to your cart. Now, let's go to the cart real quick.
Clickable graph, link 6, visited link view, link continue shopping, visited link view cart.
I'm going to view the cart, and I just did that by going to the top of the page. This is a little pop-up that we added some months ago that lets you know that the product has been added to your cart. So I'm going to go to view cart.
Cart Mystic access document. Clickable list.
And I'm going to press the letter B until I get to empty cart.
Mainland mark, update cart but empty cart button.
And press enter. And there is the sound of somebody pouring money back on the desk to give it back to the customer. So those are two sounds that I thought were kind of cute, and they conveyed that some action did in fact take place. When you're removing something from the cart, you're going to get that sound as well as emptying the cart completely, and then you're going to get the cash register sound when you add something to the cart.
Now that brings up something. We had at least one customer who thought that when she heard the cash register, it meant that she had made the purchase. That is not the case. You still have to go through the checkout process. By adding it to the cart, you have not checked out or anything. So when you hear that sound, it doesn't mean you have made your purchase successfully. You need to go through the checkout process. It just means, hey, I'm in your cart now.
I didn't want a voice to come up or something. Oh, this has been added to your cart. I wanted some kind of just little sound effect that indicated that the action was in fact taken.
So just know that. Also, speak to the Buy It Now button for a moment.
Here's what the Quick Buy button does. This has been on our website since pretty much
time.
The beginning of
the WordPress incarnation.
Exactly. And what it does is it will add a product to the cart, bypass the cart, and take you straight to checkout. So actually, I want to do that because that brings me to another point that I wanted to address regarding our checkout.
Checkout.
My cart is not available, so I got to go back to the shop.
Why is your cart not available? Because you deleted
'Cause I
everything out of
emptied
it. That's right.
Where the magic lives in learning. Primary menu navigate. Visited link my account. Visited link shop.
Let's go back to the shop.
Products Mystic Access document. Clickable mainland.
And I just found that shop link near the top of the page. One thing that you're going to keep in mind is that if you're on a mobile device or if you're on a smaller screen, that main menu may be collapsed and you'll see a button instead of the My Account and the shop. You'll actually see a button that you're going to need to expand, and then you'll see those buttons. That's because the website is responsive design.
Amazon, Android, Apple products, audio tutorials, 7, head, visited link shop category.
Now,
Visit
while
link
Chris is
graphic-
looking for a product, let me just remind you of one thing. You don't have to shop through the shop. It's there. It's a resource, but there are plenty of other ways to shop on the website. You can do a search for a product that you know you want in the search box. You can use the products that are most recent page. You can use the all products page. You can use bestsellers. So there's all sorts of ways that you can shop through the website. Shop is only one way.
Visited link.
Right.
Visited link graphic Apple products audio. Link shop now right arrow. Link heading level 3, 1. Link heading level 3 Android audio documentation.
I'm going to go to Android audio documentation just because
Android audio.
I'm different. And we're going to add this to the cart. We're going to
Because
use
we know we only have one product in here.
Right, so we're going to use Quick Buy. So I'm going to bounce down to acquainting yourself with Android, and I'm going to do that by hitting the H key.
List with 1 items acquainting yourself with Android. Getting started with an Android device heading level 3 link.
Now I'm going to down arrow.
Link 5 out of 5. Link $69. Link Quick Buy.
There's Quick Buy, and
Link add acquainting yourself with Android. Getting started with an Android device to your cart.
there's the Add to Cart link. So I'm going to go back up to Quick Buy,
Link Quick Buy.
press Enter.
Alert view cart acquainting yourself with Android. Getting started with an Android device has been added to your cart. View cart link visited. View cart
That
acquainting
time.
yourself with Android. Getting started with an Android.
You got the alert.
Check out Mystic Access Brave.
And I just read my title bar. I am actually at the checkout page, and I'm going to hit the letter E to go to my first name field.
List with 4 main landmark table with 3 rows and 2 columns. Spin button editable.
There is the edit box for the Add a Gift, and if I hit it again,
Clickable first name star edit.
there is my first name. So I can type in my first name. I'm not signed into an account.
Last name star
Last
edit blank.
name,
Company name optional
Company
edit.
name, and I'm just tabbing through.
Combo box collapsed.
Now there is the combo box for country.
Let me get on my soapbox for a second. This is a reason we always tell you guys when you train with us, do not tab through websites. Because if you were tabbing through and you're not focused particularly, you're not going to know what half these things are. See how that said combo box collapsed? That could have been anything. If you were focused, would that have given you a completely different experience right then? Or would
Yeah,
it
it
still
would've
just
said-
say
it
combo
would've-
box collapsed?
It would have said combo box collapse, but if you arrow, if I go back into browse mode here and go up,
Star. Country/region.
country region.
Country region. So now focus on it and tab to it and show them the difference.
Combo box collapsed.
That's it.
Almost every checkout I go through at least tells me that it needs to state there. I don't care if it says collapsed after. I care that it says what it is.
However, the issue that some people have when they're in the country field or the state field is they can't do first letter navigation. So in this field, it's like a search box. Instead of hitting U, or whatever country you're looking for multiple times, you can actually start typing in this field.
U-N-I-E-D space S. United States, US, 1 of 2.
And there it is. So I'm going to press enter to accept United States,
United States.
and then I'm going to tab.
Street address star edit house number and street name. Apartment, suite, unit, etc. Optional, edit apartment, suite.
And I'm going to tab again.
Town/city star edit blank. Select an option. Combo box collapsed.
Here is the state field. And if I go back into browse mode, go up,
Star. State.
state,
Star.
go down,
Clickable combo box collapsed.
and there is the combo box. I'm going to press enter on it. And instead of
Let's go to my
typing,
state.
so I'm going to do
N. Expanded. List expanded. Arizona 1 of 33.
Now, N does not an Arizona make.
it does.
It does not.
It does. Because there is an N in
Arizona.
And there are 33 options here that have an N somewhere in their name. So I'm going to do
O. Illinois 1 of 3.
See how it
That
went
narrows it significantly.
It does.
There are only 3 now.
R. North Carolina 1 of 2.
And
there
now
it
we
is.
have North Carolina and North Dakota.
North Dakota 2 of 2. North Carolina 1 of 2.
And I just up and down arrowed through those 2 options, and I can press.
North Carolina combo
Enter.
box and North Carolina collapsed.
And there it is.
Now, I will admit publicly, I do not like this checkout. I do not like the fact that you need the country first. And I do not like the fact that a screen reader says collapsed for country and for state. Because a lot of people, I know people do this, because sometimes I try and do it too, is tab through when you are focused through a website checkout experience. And a lot of times you expect to do city, state, country, zip. Because that is traditionally how you see checkouts done. So I can understand if this is a little maddening. So we're going to talk about this amongst ourselves and see if there's anything we can do to make this better. Because frankly, I can understand why many of you get frustrated with this experience. Now I will say this though. If you have already filled this stuff out once and you are logged in, you don't have to do any of this stuff if you are using your primary address. Tell them a bit about how that works.
So what happens is when you sign into your account, all of those fields are pre-populated. First name, last name, company if you have one, country, city, state, zip, etc. They're all pre-populated. So you can just zoom right through this dialog and continue on.
So unless you are putting in a new address to send this to Aunt Matilda, or you are signing up as a new customer and you are placing your first order with us, these are the only times when you have to worry about this stuff.
But this is how it's been since 2017 when we switched from our previous shopping cart to our current solution. So we just wanted to bring this to your attention that it's not a standard list box, and it's actually faster in a lot of ways. If I want to go to New York, I'd have to hit N 5 or 6 or 7 times, listen to the screen reader, hit N, then listen to the screen reader, hit N, then listen to the screen reader, what have you. So I think if you understand that you're typing in these fields, it can be a little faster. You know where you live.
Yeah, you can do NEW space Y. It automatically knows it's New York and not New Hampshire or some of these other places. The most important thing is to know which of those fields you're in when you begin to type. So country is first, then state is further down. Hey Chris, I have a question.
What?
Why did you go into the Android category to show us the acquainting yourself with Android product? Just because it's cool? Or did you have another ulterior motive?
I did, actually. And the reason I did that is because last week we talked about AVG VPN and we demonstrated it on iOS. And I had stated the fact that I hadn't tried it on Android. I did try it on Android, and it is a very accessible and usable product. So I just want to show you this really quickly.
9:44 a.m.
I'm
T-Mobile.
using a Pixel 3a.
Device unlocked. AVG Secure VPN. Symbol of gear which leads to app settings button.
So you
And-
hear about the gear in Android a lot. Click on the gear to get somewhere. There's your
Right.
gear.
And it said right there, leads to Android settings or
Yes.
settings, which was cool. I'm going to make sure I'm at the top of the screen.
AVG Secure VPN. Symbol of gear which leads to app settings button.
Oh, see, it said app settings, not Android settings, which makes sense.
Turn on VPN. For online privacy. Off switch.
So it's off. Now, I'm going to flick to the right.
Off. Paused, as you're on a trusted network.
So we didn't get that in the iOS version of the VPN. It didn't tell me that I was on a trusted network, because I am on a trusted network. I'm on my own trusted network, just like I did the other day.
Server location, USA, New York.
That's where I would go if I was going to connect to the VPN.
AVG Secure VPN. Symbol of gear which leads to app settings button.
And we're back to the app settings. I think I was at the bottom of the screen and not the top of the screen. So let's turn this on and see what it does.
Turn on VPN for online privacy. Off switch.
Double tap.
On.
And it is on. So it tells us that it's on. Let's go into settings really quickly.
Server location, USA, New York. AVG.
Can you change that?
You can.
Server location, USA, New York.
Let's double tap. So now,
USA, Boston, 5 of 27, in list 27 items.
and I just put my finger somewhere in the middle of the screen.
USA, Atlanta, 4 of 27. North America, 3 of 27.
So there's North America.
Optimal location. The fastest server based on your location, 2 of 27.
So you can select that, which in my case it was New York. But I'm going to go pick one. Let's say we want to go to Boston.
North America, 3 of 20. USA, Atlanta, 4 of 20. USA, Boston, 5 of 27.
Or not really go to Boston, but we're going to switch our location so that websites think we're in Boston. And I just clicked it.
Your online privacy is protected.
And it took us back to the main AVG screen.
On switch. On. Active on a trusted network. Server location, USA, Boston.
There it is. So that's how you change your location. It's just as easy as the iOS version, the Windows version, and even the Mac version. I've played with it on all platforms as of this recording.
AVG Secure VPN. Symbol of gear which leads
Let's
to
look at
app
the settings really quickly.
Settings. Navigate up button. Settings. Account.
There's my account.
Subscription. Yearly multi-device subscription.
So it tells me I'm on a yearly multi-device, which means I can run the VPN on multiple devices.
Connection rules. Auto connect. On. Choose when your VPN automatically connects or disconnects. Trusted networks. 1. Secure VPN won't automatically connect when you're on these networks.
So it tells me already trusted networks 1. So it's giving me actually a little more feedback than the other version, which I kind of like. So if I had 2 trusted networks or 3 trusted networks in there, it would tell me that there were 3, 2, or 1 trust network. And just like the iOS version, you can go up into the status bar and it will tell you that the VPN is on or off.
It showed that you could change states in that list that you were in. How do you change countries?
It's in that same list. You just keep
Oh,
going
okay.
down, 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 down,
Oh.
down. That's why the first one said North America,
Gotcha.
and then it gave me Atlanta, Boston, and all those others within the United States. But you just continue to scroll down the list, pick a country, select that country, and you've automatically changed. The other thing that I did want to mention too, I have played with the antivirus program on Android, and it does a lot of neat things, but it is accessible. So if anybody's interested, maybe we can demonstrate that on a different podcast.
Or we can make a download. We can do something. We can
Sure.
get you guys a demo anyway.
But it's really nice because you can do lost and stolen things. You can have it take a picture of somebody if they enter your code incorrectly X amount of times, and then it uploads it to a cloud storage of your choice, which is kind of neat. I haven't tried that yet, but you can make the selection of how many times you want the code to fail before you take a picture of the person. It's like catch a thief in action, but it is accessible. It is, if that's something that people want, virus protection on their Android devices, then it's an accessible option.
Speaking of virus protection, you found out something interesting the other day.
I did. As we said in the previous podcast, Avast owns AVG, and I've tried both, and I like both. But having said that, you can go to Amazon and for a vast 10 licenses or 10 devices, I found it on Amazon for $40 versus on Avast's own website for $120, which is a significant discount. And the one that I bought for Avast was the download only. So you literally got the key immediately from Amazon and it's in your account. So you can just grab the key, download the product, and install it. And
Now, is it an
activate
annual license, a lifetime license?
It's an annual license. They also have 2-year licenses, but you had to have something physically shipped to your house, which I was like, no. But it was interesting that you could do both. You can get a 10-device license for 1 year immediately, or you can get a 2-year license for the 10 devices as well. And I don't remember what the prices were for the 2-year license, but it was very reasonable. It was definitely cheaper than going on to Avast's own website and buying the product that way.
So this is particularly useful if you're a geek and you have multiple devices that you want to put this on. If you only have one computer, this probably isn't worth your time. You can probably find something cheaper. But if you have multiple devices, say a computer and an Android device and an iOS device, for instance, this might be something to look into.
Right. And the thing about the ultimate version that I got, it includes the VPN, it includes the cleanup utility, it includes the antivirus. You're getting a lot for your $40 or whatever it is. So it's not just the antivirus. You can also pay for the VPN separately if you just want that.
So we'll put a link to the antivirus on Amazon into the podcast show notes. Please note that that is an affiliate link. We will make a small commission should you purchase from that link. And obviously, just speaking for us personally, we don't recommend you stuff we don't use.
And I actually use both. I have a couple on one computer and a couple on another computer because I wanted to make sure that the products were accessible and they were doing what they were supposed to do. By the way, having said that, one of the cool features that happened to me this morning was on my office machine, I have Avast on there. And I was talking to Kim this morning and probably wasn't paying attention to my typing or what have you. But I went to a website that wasn't PayPal and it blocked me, which was very, very cool. And I looked at the address and it was like something.co. So it wasn't paypal.com because I mistyped it. So when I went to the website itself, it actually played some sounds to alert me that there was an issue. When I read the screen, it said that this site had malware on it and it blocked it. And it said back to safety button. So I hit the back to safety button and it took me out of there, which I didn't realize that it was going to do. I knew that was a feature, but I hadn't experienced it firsthand. Now, Kim has probably fallen asleep listening to this talk about antivirus and VPN or what have you. So what do you do when you go to sleep?
Well,
Screen off.
under some circumstances now, I can be really, really comfortable and fall asleep and have my tunes playing or have my meditation playing while I'm getting ready to drift off to dreamland. And that is because I recently made an under $25 purchase from Amazon, and I've used it every single night since I got it. When did I get it? Like Tuesday night or something? So
Something
probably
like
a week or so before podcast is out for you guys. So I've really been enjoying this. A long time ago, gosh, at least 3 years ago, probably, I demoed a sleep mask on the podcast. I'll find it and link to it in the show notes just for giggles. But I looked because I was curious the other day in my order history, and I paid almost $40 for this sleep mask. And it was a mask, and it goes around your face. It's like an eye mask, and it goes around your face, and it Velcros closed. It was made out of a stretchy material, and it had a Velcro closure. And it was a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. That is the only way it worked. There was no Bluetooth available in the mask. You can't even get them on Amazon anymore. They're no longer available. So I paid, pretty extensive amount of money for something like that to get it because I thought, this is something I'd like to try and see what I think. And I used it for a little while. It was comfy. It was okay. It was fine. Who wants to have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack only option in 2020? Not me. So I went looking recently because what's been happening is I've been going to bed, and sometimes with my meditations, because I'm using them through my phone app and my Sonos doesn't allow me to do Bluetooth connectivity, I'm either having to listen through my phone, which I don't like to do at all and refuse to do on most occasions, or I have to take my nice Bose headphones, which are my primary everyday headphones, to bed with me. I don't want to do that either, because if you roll over on your side or whatever and you break these very expensive headphones, it's just not going to be a good thing. So I refuse to do that. So I went looking for an alternative recently. Said, what am I going to do? And I really like sleep masks because I do have a little bit of light perception. It's slowly going away, and I probably won't for the rest of my life. I mean, at some point, it's probably all going to go bye-bye. But I have just enough in my left eye to make it still worthwhile. I have enough, that being said, to still enjoy the fact that when I cover up my eyes, it's peaceful and it's dark. So, and it also just feels good. So I have a really nice silky eye mask that my mom got me for Christmas last year or year before perhaps. And I really like that one. But I thought, if I'm going to search for something to go to sleep with, let's just see if I come up with something that's also a sleep mask. And if I do, great. And if I don't, great. I'm not really attached one way or the other to whether or not it's a mask as well as some kind of sleep headphones. Now they make some sleep headphones that I've actually looked at, and Lisa actually has some, and they're supposed to be really good. They're pretty well advertised, and there are some from other companies as well. I've seen a whole bunch advertised, and I've looked at a whole bunch over the last 6 months or so, because I'm just kind of curious, and I kind of like looking at stuff like this. And some of them are very expensive. I mean, you can pay up to $500 to get something like this, and I really was not interested in doing that. I just want something that'll be comfortable and that'll play my music, and then I can go to sleep and wear them and not worry about it. So I found these on Amazon for under $25. In fact, as I'm looking at them this morning, because I went to make sure that I knew all the information to share with you guys, they're $19, and I paid more than that. I paid like $21 earlier this week, or $22, or maybe even $23. So that's a bummer, but it's okay. These are by a company called Everplus, EVERPLUS, and the E and the P are capitalized. So if you want to look them up that way, you can do so. But we will link to them in the show notes, and again, it is an affiliate link. We will receive a very small commission if you purchase through the link. And of course, we don't recommend stuff that we don't like and use. Several things I like about this. It's gray. You can't get multiple colors in it or anything like that. But it is a very stretchy, soft material that goes around your head. In the back, there is a little slot, and that is where your charging cord lives. So you can move it so that it won't be hitting you in the back of the head. So it's just a cord, and you can hook it up to either one of your existing micro USB cords and plug it into a USB charger or a wall wart or whatever. It also comes with one, but it's pretty short. So if you have a longer one, like the 3-pack that we sell, you can certainly attach it to one of those. And it's just a female port on the end of this charger. You can pull the charging cable out through the little slot in the back, and you can plug it up. And it doesn't come out very far, but you've got a little bit of space. So when you charge these, you probably just want to lay them on a table or something, or a nightstand, and just plug them in. So that's the little slot, and then you can move the cord back in and shove it back out of your way. Everything's very flexible and nice. However, the cords and the cabling here is quite sturdy, made really well seemingly. It's kind of thick. It's not paper thin, so you don't have to worry about, crap, is it going to short out on me in a very short amount of time? Probably won't. So that's in the back. So you can tell, if you orient it properly, that the little slit will be in the back. On the front, and this is how I wear it at least. Now, on Amazon, you'll read reviews from other people who wore it, and they talk about different ways to wear it. But this is how I wear it. So the slot is on the back. On the front is a little rectangular box, and there are 3 buttons on this box. And they are previous volume up. I know that's a little weird. And play, pause, power. And next, volume down. And that's on the front. And it's a little rectangle where this little controller box lives. And there's a little logo or something on it, so it's kind of rough in the middle. And that's where your play, pause, power button is. So it's just slightly on and slightly below that logo. If you're holding this the way I am, the triangular box is further up on the mask. So it would be resting, if I had this on my face, be resting around on my forehead. And then the buttons are on my forehead. The previous and next buttons are raised slightly, a little more than is the play, pause, power button. And you can turn the mask the other way and wear it with the buttons facing down closer to your eyebrow instead of on your forehead. But then if you do that, I find that the headphones, the discs on the side where your headphones are too high. I wear it with the box close to my forehead, or essentially sitting on my forehead. And you don't notice it because this is a very soft material. The box is pretty thin, so it's not something you're going to notice. It's not this big bulky thing. Apparently it looks good. It's pretty stylish and attractive too. If you have to go to the door in it, you won't have to worry about it. That's the little box. On the sides, and these are closer to the bottom of the material, where the bottom seam is, are your two cushy little headphones. And these rest over your ears, obviously. And the earphone discs are very thin. So you'll notice them, but they're not big and thick. This whole apparatus comes out, and I did test this. I haven't taken it all the way out, but you can actually move the box out, move everything out through the slit in the back, and everything will come out, and you can wash this little band piece. So that's really nice. So you can wash this should you need to, if you sweat in it or spill something on it or whatever. You have the ability to take this all out and wash it. Your earphones are thin. I'm a side sleeper, so oftentimes I will be laying on one of them when I wake up, but it's not bad. You notice it a smidge at times, but it's not really bad. You're not going to wake up with really sore ears in the morning. That's not going to happen. Not an issue. And as I said, it's a really soft, stretchy material. When I first took it out of the box, I was like, is this stretchy enough for me to get on? But it was fine. It's no problem at all. Just work it onto your head. Now, the other thing is, this doubles not only as a sleep mask and as sleep headphones, but also as a sports headband. So if you want to just use this as a headband to keep your hair out of your face while you're working out or vacuuming or washing dishes or doing whatever, I'm definitely going to try this trick. You can do that as well, just by using this and pulling your hair up out of your eyes. And ladies, because it's gray, it'll go with essentially anything. So you'll be great. That's this little device. As I said, it's by a company called Everplus. Let's talk a little bit about how it works. When you get it and you take it out of the box, it is charged. At least it's got some charge in it. Now, I did charge mine the night I got it, so I don't know quite how much charge is in it. I haven't let mine go all the way to no charge, so I don't know what happens yet. But when you press the power button, and I'm going to actually see if I can show you guys this. I'm going to put a headphone close to my mic.
Power on. Connected.
So that's the power on sound. I'm going to turn it off.
Power off.
So it said power off. So when it comes on, it says power on, connected. And it takes just a second to say connected. This is Bluetooth 5.0. You've got 45 feet in which you can use this, which is really nice. And it is really nice and responsive. I've only used it with my iOS phone so far, but I really like it. I've been very pleased in terms of connectivity and things like that. So it does have that voice power prompt. And when you connect to a new device, I believe it tells you. I think it told me when I connected to my phone, which is great. And it was just easy peasy. I just went into my Bluetooth settings and there it was. So I connected to it. When you move from track to track, let's say you're trying to find a song or something that you want to listen to, you press. So you press previous or you press next. If you want to lower your volume, you press and hold next. That's one of the weird things I don't like. Next is volume down. If you want to turn your volume up, you press and hold previous. And that will change your volume. So what I like to do is get my volume situated on my device. Just take 2 seconds and make sure my volume is essentially where I want it to be. And then I can put my device away and just use my sleep mask. If you pull this down over your eyes and use it as a sleep mask, it does do pretty well. It goes down over your eyes. There might be a itty bitty bit of adjustment that you need to do to make sure that it's completely over your eyes so no light peeps through. It does get a little hot. If I take it off in the middle of the night, obviously, just because it's something over your eyes, sometimes it does get a little hot. It's not really bad. You're not like sweating under it going, I must take this thing off. But you do notice for a couple seconds after you take it off, okay, something's no longer covering my face. But it's not a bad experience at all. And it is very comfy when you have it on and when you have your headphones adjusted the way you want, when you have it adjusted over your eyes the way you want. If you don't want to use it as a mask, you can just pull it up and pull your hair out of your face while you're asleep and use the front as a headband and just have the back resting over your ears so that you can listen to your tunes or your podcast or our podcast or your Audible book or whatever. So you've got lots of options. The other thing is you can adjust these headphones. So you can move the little ear cups around a bit in the mask. You'll see it's got really good stitching. It's not going to fall apart on you in a couple days. So I've been very impressed thus far. It also has a mic in it so you can answer phone calls or make phone calls if you have your phone. Now, this doesn't have any kind of assistant button or Siri button or anything like that, so you have to do that kind of thing on your phone. But if you get a phone call and need to answer it, or if you make a phone call, you can talk using this thing too. So we're actually going to try both those little experiments. I'm going to put myself on mute and call Chris and show you what the sound quality of a phone call is like.
92%. Call from. Screen call. Reply. Answer with RTT.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm talking to you on my sleep mask headphones.
Cool. Awesome. It sounds good. It sounds like you're talking on a cell phone, because you are, and so am I.
Yeah, the nice thing is with this, I can walk 45 feet away from my cell phone.
You can. Awesome. I can't.
I can. I
My
can go
cell
out on my
phone's...
porch. I can do anything I wanted. And when you answered, I heard a little beep in my ear to know that you had answered my call.
Oh, cool.
It's comfy. It doesn't fit really tight on your head. So it has really good sound in terms of your music and your clarity of the voices or the clarity of the music, whatever. It sounds really good. It doesn't fit really tight to your head, though. If it squeezed a little more on your head, you would really even appreciate the sound more. But because it's a sleep mask, because of what it does, it doesn't fit really tightly to your head. It's just there to be cozy and comfy. It's not there to, like, squeeze your head. So don't think you're going to get, like, a Bose user experience or some of your more expensive headphones, like your Beats or something like that. You know, it's not that experience, but it is really good representation of your music. For the price, it's surprisingly good.
It sounds really good, too.
Awesome. So do you want to call me back and we'll see what it does in my ear?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to press my play pause button and end the call.
Phone. List.
And I am calling, and it is ringing.
Hi.
Hello. It's been a long time.
Hasn't it, though?
It has. So how did you answer, and what did it say?
It just said your name, and it gave your little, because you've got a personalized ringtone, it gave your little personalized ringtone in my ear.
Okay,
and it said
so
your name using voiceover.
Right,
it wasn't
okay.
anything fancy.
Right, so it's not one of those that announces the number. Some of them do.
Some of them do. This one doesn't. It doesn't announce anything. It doesn't say incoming call or anything. I just hear your ringtone through my ear, and when I was listening closely, it gave me your name once when the ring first started.
Well, that makes sense. Cool. So it does work.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
it was perfectly fine. And I pressed my play pause button to answer, just like I've used my play pause button to end the call. So
Nice.
play pause, you press to answer or play. You press again to hang up or pause, and you press and hold to power on or to power off.
I bet if you were to double tap the play button, I bet it would call the last person that you dialed.
I actually tried that a couple minutes ago. I'll try it again when we hang up and just see, but I actually don't think it does.
Well, that's not too bad.
The other thing I wish it did that it doesn't do, and again, now we're getting nitpicky, but in the status bar, I really love it when it says the battery status of your Bluetooth device and your device's status bar. This one does not. It just tells you it's connected. It doesn't tell you that, hey, you've got 60% battery left on this thing. But speaking of that, and I don't know if I've said this yet, you're supposed to get between 8 to 10 hours per charge.
I bet you if you hang up and ask Siri what your battery life is, I bet you it will tell you. At least it does for a lot of things.
I will check on that in just a second because I'm kind of curious too. So let me hang up, and I'm going to press play pause to do that, and then
Editing.
I will
Type
get
a
back to you
message
on
in
our
the
actual
box.
mic.
Okay, bye.
So to answer your questions, no, I cannot double press play pause to call back the last person. And no, my Siri does not give me the battery status of this device.
You just have to learn to charge it every couple days.
You do. You do. So that's how it works. Again, you're looking at a $20 to $25 purchase. And I think I'm going to really like it. In fact, I've used it every day since I got it. I've been very pleased with it. And now you have a little demo of how to use it. So again, we'll put an affiliate link for it in the show notes if it interests you. It's very highly rated. I think it's 4.6 on Amazon, and it is well worth the cost if you're interested in something like this, to just kind of have that pleasant experience of either watching TV in bed or Netflix or reading a book or meditating or listening to music. Whatever you do with your tunes or your audio, you can do it in comfort with this sleep mask headphone sports band combo.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this podcast. And once again, congratulations to James
Yay!
and Abby
James and
for
Abby.
winning the contest, and to those who also sent in
Your tries?
Exactly correct.
Thanks
Yes.
for trying. Thanks for participating. It was a fun gig. And, we will have more of these later. We'll have other fun things. There's always something fun going on, whether it's a contest or something. We always try and do fun things for y'all. So definitely stay tuned if you are disappointed that you didn't enter or win something in this contest.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
The preceding podcast is a presentation of Mystic Access, where the magic is in learning. If you are blind or visually impaired and desire to discover how our comprehensive products and services may support and empower your assistive technology journey, we welcome your visit at www.mysticaccess.com. Have a question or wish to place an order via phone? Call us at 716-543-3323. If you have something to share about this podcast episode, press 4 to reach our Mystic Access podcast comment line. Email us at info@mysticaccess.com. Connect with us on Twitter at twitter.com/mysticaccess and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/mysticaccessempower. Would you like to spread the word about our podcasts? Your friends and colleagues may listen and subscribe at www.mysticaccesspodcast.com. If you enjoy our episodes, consider leaving us an iTunes rating and review. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks for spreading the word, and thanks for being a listener. We hope you enjoyed this episode.